and then in the middle of the night, the boyfriend turned it back up and was like, I'm freezing. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? We got the same shot. So that's what I've heard. Yeah, my friend was like, if you can take off, then take off. Oh, we're live now?
Yep.
Sorry, talking about the COVID vaccine, people. Are we at least clear? Yeah? All right. Welcome to class tonight. This is the Dragon. It's a postures class. It just basically breaks down each of the postures that we use in other classes. It's a foundational class. It's our building block. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come to the middle of your mat to a seated position, pulling the flesh out from underneath your sit bones. You want to grow tall. Start to settle into your mat. Right there by Mr. Moose. Start to close your eyes, breathing into your back ribs, side ribs, and front ribs, filling up all four sides of your ribs and all four sides of your lungs. Taking this time for you. Come to the bottom of your exhale. Breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the top. And then exhale for 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom. Inhaling in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the top. And then exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom. One more time, inhaling in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the top. Sipping in a little bit more. And then exhale it all out. Taking your lips together, relax the back of your throat. Start to tap into that Ujjayi breath. It's an audible breath, like you're fogging up the mirror. Inhaling your arms up overhead, reach up, stretch up. And then exhale your hands to heart center, palms pressed together. Taking a moment to set an intention for your class, something you personally want to work on today. Maybe it's something you just want to sweat out on your mat and let go of. Or maybe it's something positive you want to manifest into your life and your practice. And then bowing your chin, going within. And then as you start to lift your chin, crawling forward, coming into a box, opening up your eyes. So your hands are going to come underneath your shoulders, spreading your fingers super far apart. You're going to curl your toes under and take your knees slightly back from your hips. Good. Pressing all 5 fingers down, make sure your first finger faces 12 o'clock and your knees are slightly back from your hip bones. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your shoulders away from your ears, sit bones spread, spine long. Exhale, belly and round spine, tuck chin, tuck tailbone. Dropping your belly, pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine towards Western Avenue. And then exhale, belly and round spine, tuck chin, tuck tailbone. And then come back to neutral, raising that right arm up super high towards the ceiling, following it with your gaze. And then thread it through, pressing your right shoulder down, pulling to the right side of your sticky mat. So your head comes to the mat, you're getting that stretch along the back of that right shoulder. And then raise that right arm back up, reach up, stretch up. And then sit it back down. Good, left arm's gonna reach up this time, looking up towards the ceiling, following your hand. And then thread it through, pressing down, pulling to the left side of the mat. Getting a stretch along the back of your left shoulder. And then left arm reaches up, look up, stretch up. And then sit it back down. Pressing your palms down into the mat, step it back, plank pose, lining up your shoulders, knees, hips, and ankles. Stacking your long bones to make sure your arms are direct, your shoulders stack over your wrists. And then make sure everyone takes their hands at least shoulder distance apart. So you might want to widen your stance, giving yourself a little bit more space. And then take your hips up high, downward facing dog. So bending into those knees, tilt your sit bones up high. Press your chest towards your thighs. So you want to feel the expansion from your heart space towards the front edge of your mat and out through your tailbone. And then creating space between your shoulders. So turn your biceps up towards the ceiling so your elbow creases face one another. And then look in between your hands and step to the front of your mat, forward fold. So your weight's going to be forward into the balls of your feet. Your hips are going to stack directly over your heels. And you want to bend your knees to where your fingertips touch the ground or the blocks underneath you. There you go. And then press your fingertips down into the ground. Pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine towards Western Avenue. Feel your side bodies get long. Exhale, forward fold. Taking your peace fingers, grab your big toes. Good. Lighting up your quads, release your hamstrings and let your head hang heavy, shoulders away from ears. Feel the length and stretch behind your backside. Nice. And then release your big toes. Take your hands back in front of you to your blocks or the ground. Inhale, flat back. Pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine. Good. Take your hands to your hips, elbows up. And then stand up. Good. Urdhva Hastasana. Arms up, reach up, stretch up. Your palms are going to face forward. You're going to claw the air with your hands. So there's a little divot in your palms. And as your belly pulls in, bump to the right, reach up and over to the left. Shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles stay square to the front of your sticky mat. Your muscles pull up, your bones dig down, and you bump and reach a little bit more. Make sure that chin lifts up and your gaze is up towards the ceiling, looking under that right tricep. Good. Inhale, back to center, bump to the left, reach up and over to the right. Keep that chin off your chest. Feel the skin as it grabs the muscle and the muscle grabs the bone as you bump and puff your left side rib up even higher. Bump and reach a little bit more. Good. Inhale, back to center. Good. You're going to take your hands behind you. Your fingertips are going to go up your back if you have the range of motion in your wrists. If not, we're going to do fist. And you're going to press your tailbone down as you lift your heart up and back. Staying out of that lower back, really squeezing the shoulder blades and lifting the heart space more. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Bending into those knees, shifting your weight into the balls of your feet. Inhale, flat back. Fingertips pull you forward, get long on your side bodies, lengthening out through the crown of your head. And then take your hands on your hips again, elbows up, pressing into the four corners of your feet. Stand up. Arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Good. This time, interlacing your fingers, release your index finger, press the butt of your palms together, squeeze your elbows in, bump to the right, and reach up and over to the left. Good. Use that bottom hand to pull your top hand up and over even more. Make sure your shoulders are squeezing together, collarbones pull apart, and then inhale, back up. We're going to interlace your hands the opposite direction. Bump to the left, reach up and over to the right. Grounding into your feet as you lift up and then reach over even more. Remembering your breath. Bump and reach. You guys look good. Inhale, back to center. This time, take your hands out like goalposts. So the bottom corners of tips of your shoulders are going to squeeze together. Collarbones expand away as you lift your side bodies up as much as you can and then slightly back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Hands on your hips, elbows up. And then stand up. Good. Arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. And then palms press together, elbows come to the insides of your thighs and drop your butt. So your thigh bones become parallel to the ground and you're going to dig your inner ankles down. As you spread your tail feathers wide, pull your heart forward, lengthen your spine, finding cobra in your chest. And then don't forget to create space between your teeth so you're not clenching your jaw. Sink it down even more. Continuing to breathe. Maybe smile instead of looking like you have to take shit. And then fold forward. I got a few smiles there. Inhale, flat back, pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine, side body long. And then hands on your hips, elbows up, and then stand up. Good. This time, feet come together, toes and ankles touching. Inhale your arms up, reach up, stretch up, palms face forward, sit it down, Utkatasana, chair pose. Your weight is back in your heels, your heart is lifted high. And if you have shoulder issues, you can take your hands to heart center, palms pressed together. So squeeze your thighs together, knees together, shins together, and sink real low, 20 more inches. If I say 5, no one moves. Or 2, you just like, I don't know. So get real low. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, flat back. Pull your heart forward, lengthening your side bodies. Take your hands to your hips, elbows up, and then stand up. Good. Arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Exhale, palms together at heart center, coming into Vrksasana, tree pose. So you're going to press into the four corners of your right foot, and you're going to take your left foot to the inside of your ankle or calf, or you're going to take your left hand, reach down and grab your left ankle and place it above your knee on the inside of your thigh. All are great options. There's no need to go above the knee, but you don't want to be on the knee. Palms pressed together, and then feel your heart lift high as your belly pulls in and your pelvic bowl tilts forward, really standing on that grounding into your foot, so you're rooting down into the ground and growing tall. Maybe raising up your arms, growing branches, blowing in the wind. Good. And then challenge yourself to close your eyes. And then release. Shake it out. Switching sides. So plugging into the left foot. So the right heel goes to the ankle, calf, or you're going to reach down and grab your ankle and place it above your knee on the inside of your left thigh. Palms pressed together. And opening that right knee up to the right side of the room as your hip bones face forward. Pull your belly in, grow tall. And then if you grew branches on the last side, go ahead and raise those arms up now. Lifting through your heart space. And sometimes one side's worse than the other, so just be okay with it. It's all about balance and acceptance and growth. And then release, shake it out. Arms gonna reach up, look up, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Take your hands underneath your feet, sliding them underneath, lining your toes up with your wrist line. Good. Bend your elbows, take your shoulders away from your ears, drop your chin to your chest, plastering your belly onto the inner thighs. Good, and just bend your knees a little bit more. There we go. So feel your quads start to engage as your hamstrings release, finding a little bit more space to fold forward. And then use those toes to maybe massage those wrists. Releasing your hands, inhale, flat back, heart pulls forward, lengthening your spine. Good. Your right foot is going to stay there. Your left foot's going to step back, low lunge. Make sure there's space between your legs, so you're doing railroad tracks, not a balance beam. Drop your left heel, and then lift both arms up, warrior one. Good. Left toes are facing the left front corner of your mat. Hips are square to the front of your mat, and maybe take your left leg out towards the left side of the room, giving yourself a little bit more space to face forward, and then arms reach up, stretch up, look up. Good. Really bending into that front knee so that right thigh bone is parallel to the ground, and your right knee is going to track towards the right side of your mat, that pinky toe of your right foot. Good. Pressing into your front foot, keeping the bend in your front knee, lift your heart up even higher. Nice. Your drishti, your yoga gaze is slightly up where the wall and the ceiling meet. Good. Sink it down a little bit more. You got this. Swan dive down. Straightening your front leg, wiggle your right foot back just about a foot towards the middle of your mat. Good. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Inhale, lengthen your heart towards the outside or the front edge of your mat. And then exhale, fold forward, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Sophia, take your left foot way out left so there's space between your feet. Good. One more time. Inhale, lengthen towards Western. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Bending into your right knee, take your left foot to meet your right, forward fold. Inhale, flat back towards Western. Left foot stays there, right foot steps back this time. Find a nice big wheelbase, drop your back heel, and lift your arms up, Virabhadrasana A. Right toes face the right front corner of your mat. You're going to bend into your left knee. Make sure there's space between your legs so you can pull that right hip around and then reach your arms up. You want to press into the outer edge of that back foot, raising that inner arch. Good. Try not to look so serious. Good. Bending into your front knee a little bit more as you raise your chest up higher. Sinking your hips down lower. Good. Squeezing the sticky mat with both feet so you feel that pelvic floor start to pull up towards your belly button. Sink it down a little bit more, reach it up higher. And then swan dive down. Shimmy that left foot back just a little bit. Left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, lengthen towards Western. Exhale, fold over that left thigh. Trying to keep those hips level. If you need to, take your left hand and place it on your hips to see if they're wonky. I do that all the time and it still doesn't help. Inhale, flat back, pull your heart forward. Exhale, take your chin and forehead closer to your thigh. Actually, it's your shin. Drawing that left hip back even more and really trying hard not to lock out that left leg. Bending into your left knee, take your right foot to meet your left, forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Hands on your hips, elbows up. And then stand up. Good, shake it out. Arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine. Your right foot's going to stay there. Your left foot's going to step up. We're going warrior B. So drop your back heel. Front foot intersects the middle arch of your back foot. Take your hands to your hips. And then raise up your chest, twisting towards the left. Good. And then bending into that right knee a little bit more. Extend your arms out parallel to the ground. Looking over your front middle finger. I want you to feel the bottom corners of your shoulder blades squeeze together, and then expand your collarbones away from one another, making sure that right femur bone plugs into your hip socket. Your right glute is going to tuck under, and your left hip is going to tuck towards me, so that your shoulders directly over your hips. And then your left rib cage is going to pull towards the left back corner of your mat. Squeezing the sticky mat like you're going to wrinkle it up between your 2 feet and raise up your left thigh so that inner arch lifts even higher. Breathe. You have a love-hate relationship with this class. It's like the one everyone needs, but the one no one wants to do, because it forces you to slow down instead of just flop around on your mat like a fish out of water. That's usually how we live our life, so this is the more challenging of the classes. All right, reaching all the way forward as far as you can. Take your right forearm to the top of your right thigh, palm faces up, and turn your right bicep towards Western, windmilling your left arm around, pinky edge down. So you're creating a straight line of energy from your left middle finger to your left heel. Sink those hips down, bending into that front knee more, so your shin bone of your right knee is pushing forward towards the front edge of your mat. And you're twisting up towards the ceiling, looking up under that left tricep. Big breath here. Nice job, you guys. Inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale, swan dive down. Left foot's going to come meet right, forward fold. Keeping those hips stacked over your heels, weight forward. Inhale, flat back. Left foot stays there, right foot steps back, low lunge. Setting up warrior 2 on the second side. Back heel drops, windmill it around, warrior 2. Turning to the right this time, bending into your left knee so that your femur bone plugs into your hip socket. You'll know when you do it because you have that oh shit moment where you're like wanting out of it as soon as you get into it. Your left knee pulls to the left, lining up with the left pinky toe. Right butt is tucking towards the front of the room, so your shoulders are actually over your hips. Squeeze the sticky mat with both feet. Relax your jaw. And then twist your left rib cage to the back of your mat. Sink into that front foot a little bit more. Squeeze the sticky mat with both feet, raising your right thigh up. Don't forget to breathe. Dig deep. Good. Reach, reach, reach. Extended side angle, left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Windmill that top arm around, pinky edge down. Straight line of energy from your middle finger to your back heel. Good. Keep pulling that left knee to the left. It likes to cave in, especially when we start to get tired. Breathe, twist. Inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale, swan dive down. Right foot meets left, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine, get long on your side bodies. Hands on your hips, elbows up, and then stand up. Good. Take a moment to get a drink, to breathe a second. And when I mean a minute, like 15 seconds, really. You guys are doing great. All right, back to Tadasana at the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Right foot stays there, left foot steps back. Crescent lunge. So you're going to spike your back heel, pull your right hip back. And I like really high heels, not modest pumps. Switch legs. You got this. Take your hands to your hips, elbows up, and then raise up your chest. Good. Right hip back, left hip forward. Alyssa, widen your stance. And then arms reach up, look up, stretch up. So your right foot goes out to the right. Yeah, towards. There we go. Sinking into your front knee, press into your front foot and lift your chest up higher, spike your back heel. Feel your side bodies lengthen. Good. Jamie, pull your right knee out a little bit more. Good. And then Tiffany, back heel up again. Yes. Good. Cindy, knee to the right, other right, and then drop your shoulders. There we go. Good. Reach up, look up, stretch up without your shoulders creeping into your ears. Get big. Swan dive down. Wiggle your left foot back a little bit more and drop onto the front of your left knee. So you want to be in front of that kneecap, your hips press forward, and you're going to lift your arms up. Reach up, look up, stretch up. Keep pushing your hips forward so you feel the big stretch on the front of that left thigh. And then arms come together at heart center, and you're going to twist, taking your left tricep to the outside of your right thigh. Yep. Place your left hand on your thigh. And take your right hand to your hip. This way. Yep. And then just work on this. Nice. Pressing your elbow into your thigh, thigh into your elbow. Twist and pull your spine towards the front of the room, getting long. Exhale, twist through your belly even more. If you want to challenge yourself, you can open up your arms, deepening the twist, or raise your back leg. Or you can say, fuck it, and just stay here. Because this is really hard. Crossbody twists are super uncomfortable. I have to pull my boobs up and over my front thigh. Ain't nothing wrong with it. They're your titties. Low lunge. Forward fold. Just a few more standing postures, and then we'll take it to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Second set. Left foot stays there. Right foot steps back. Low lunge. Spike your back heel, pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine so there's no rocks in your rivers. Take your hands to your hips, elbows up. Lift up that chest. Inhale, arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, spiking your back heel so you feel that calf muscle start to engage on your right leg. Bending into that front knee as you pull your knee towards the left, lining it up with the outside of your left thigh. Good. Arms are active and strong. Pressing into your front foot, feeling your side bodies lengthen even more as your shin bone pushes forward. Breathe. One more breath cycle here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down. Wiggle your right foot back this time. Drop your back knee. Pressing your hips forward, feeling the stretch along the front of your right leg this time. And then inhale, arms up, reach up, stretch up. Taking your hands to heart center, palms pressed together. Right elbow is going to come to the outside of your left thigh this time. If you need to, pull everything up and over that front thigh. Twisting through your belly. Good. There's this like battle between your elbow and thigh where you're pushing into each other and resisting so that your spine lengthens forward even more. And it's really hard to find cobra in your chest in these crossbody twists, but try really hard to pull those shoulders away from one another And then if you challenge yourself on the last side, do so now. So you can raise up that back thigh or open up your arms or stay right here. Good job. And then release, low lunge. Right foot's gonna come to meet left, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine. Hands on your hips, elbows up, and then stand up. Arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Reach up and back. Exhale, swan dive down. Right foot is gonna stay there, left foot's gonna step back, low lunge. Drop your back heel and find that warrior two. So we've already been to warrior B, but we're gonna set up warrior two right quick before you come into Trikonasana. So I want you to, as you're straightening your front leg, I want you to reach forward, taking your right side body parallel to the ground, and then your right hand comes outside of your right shin and your left arm reaches up. Hips press forward, chest opens up, dragging that right hip back, pressing your right fingers down into the ground as you lengthen your spine towards the front of the room. Nice. Feel the expansion from your arms as they reach away from one another. And try and flatten out your top side body too. So tuck your two lower ribs in on your left side. Making sure those muscles are extremely active on that right leg and you're pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Beautiful. You guys look good. Take your left hand to meet your right and spike your left heel. Step your left foot in about a foot and drop your back heel, toes face forward. Inhale, lengthen towards Western Avenue. Get long in your spine. Feel your side bodies lengthen from your hip bones to your armpits. Keeping that length, your left hand is going to stay down and your right hand's going to reach up. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolve triangle. You're welcome. Scissoring those inner thighs, pulling your heart forward. Good. Find those shoulders breathe. Nice. Inhale, lengthen, twist on your exhale. Good job. Right hand meets left. Left foot meets right. Forward fold. Last of the standing series. Inhale, flat back. Second set. Left foot stays there, right foot steps back, low lunge. Pull your heart forward, drop your back heel, find warrior two. Thank you. I got a smile out of Serena, that was really good. All right, straighten through your left leg, reaching towards Western. Yes, we've got blinds coming so that you guys don't get blinded every afternoon. Reach, 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 and then left hand outside of your left shin. Hips press forward, chest opens up, dragging that left hip back as your right hip is tilting slightly in. Press into your back outer edge of your right foot, opening that inner arch up. Pull your heart towards the front short edge of your mat. Feel your arms lengthening away from one another. Good. You guys look good. Top arm meets your bottom arm. Come onto your back toes, step your right foot forward just a little bit, drop your back heel, toes facing forward. Inhale, lengthen, make sure there's space between your legs. And then your right hand stays down and your left hand lifts up. So remember your bottom arm is still bicep forward so your shoulder's not creeping into your jawline. And try and take your bottom hand closer to your left foot, lining your first finger up with your big toe. Straightening through that front leg, but making sure you don't hyperextend that front knee. So make sure that there's an engagement of that quad or a slight micro bend. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, and look up at that top arm a little bit more. Feel your heart pull towards Western. Exhale, fold forward, right foot meets left, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, flat back, pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine. Hands on your hips, elbows up, and then stand up. Good. Arms up, reach up, stretch up, look up. Reach up and back, small back bend here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Good, your right foot's gonna step back and then your left coming into plank pose. Shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles in one straight line. Make sure your first finger faces 12 o'clock. And then you're going to come up onto your tiptoes as you shift towards Western, lowering down for 5, 4, 3, look up, 2, 1. Drop your pelvis, point your toes, claw the ground, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. So remember, palms press down, shoulders squeeze together. Good, Bree, walk your hands back closer to you. And then think elbows back, shoulders back. Nice. Good. Alyssa, look towards me. So it's a lift from, yeah. Good. Lower down, take your right ear to the mat and your hands come beside you, palms face up. Taking a moment to settle in. Let everything go for a second. Doing a little moose shavasana. He hasn't moved at all. Looking forward, interlace your hands behind your sacrum. Squeeze the butt of your palms together, bend your elbows, and pull your elbows up towards the ceiling. So take your inner thighs and internally rotate them and line up your legs so your thigh bones line up with your knees and your shins, pressing through your second toes. Sophia, take your feet closer together. There we go. Press down into the tops of your thighs and feet and lift your heart up higher. Good, Charlie, look at me. Charlie, just reach back, but look up. And look forward. There you go. Press down, lift up a little bit more. And then release. Hands beside you, other ear to the mat. Maybe windshield wipe your legs or shake your booties. Good. He's alive. Look forward coming into Makarasana. So you're going to interlace your hands behind your head, cupping your palms with your head. Press your elbows into the ground as you hollow out your armpits. So squeeze those shoulders up, armpits hollow. And so the hands are behind the head, and you're going to press your palms into your head, head into your palms, and lift up. Good. This is lower back muscles. They really suck. So you got this. Press down, lift up higher. Palms press into head, head into hands. A little bit more. Nice. And then release. Take your hands beside you, palms up, other ear to the mat. Last belly down back bend is Dhanurasana, floor bow. So look forward, bending your knees. You're going to grab the outside edges of your feet. Press your feet into your hands into your feet, and lift up. Try not to sickle those ankles, which is the hard part in this posture. And as you can see, Sabrina is demonstrating our variation. If you can't grab your heels, you're just going to raise your knees up and reach towards the back of the room. Nice job, you guys. And then lower back down. Other ear to the mat. Windshield wiper your legs. Shake your booties. I always say that I'm the only person that can see it, but not this time. Anyways, look forward, take your palms, lining your thumb up at the bottom of your breastbone, and then raise your shoulders elbow height. So you're gonna look forward. Curl your toes under as your knees lift. You're lining up your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders. And then push off the ground, belly button first, high plank pose. Dog pose. Great job, you guys. Raise your right leg up super high behind you. Make sure that hip stays square and your leg is straight and strong. And then you're going to shift forward, placing your right knee behind your right wrist, your right heel under your left hip. Making sure your left thigh is internally rotating, squaring your hips up towards the front of your mat as you walk forward, Ekapada Rajakapotasana, one leg keep pigeon pose. That's Matt, our videographer's favorite Sanskrit. Starting to let that heartbeat drop. Breathing into your hips. Curl your toes under. Yeah. And then take your forearms to the tops of this block. These blocks. Couple more breaths here. Start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders and shift onto your right knee. So as you shift onto your right knee, you're going to raise your left leg up behind you. So make sure your right foot is to the left side of your mat as you take your left knee behind your right, separating your heels. And then sit back in between them. Sit in the butt. Let's just go here. Yep. Right arm up and back, left arm back and around. So your left arm's going to reach up towards the ceiling, and you're going to drop it behind you. And then your left arm's going to swing back behind you by your waistline and then up towards your right hand. Good. So right hand. And then just go here. Squeeze your knees in together and then maybe lift up and hinge forward just a little bit coming into Gomukhasana. Happy cow face. Don't ask me why. I don't get this one at all. We'll go with it. And then release your hands. Take your right foot to the front of your left knee. I'm losing AirPods, sorry. Inhale your left arm up. And then right hand comes behind you as you twist, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. This way. You got it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Try not to lower or dump in that lower back. So think about your back hand being right behind your butt, tilting your pelvis forward. And then you're going to release, swing your right leg back behind you, pigeon on the left side. We're almost there. I can tell you guys are getting tired. So curl your back toes under, internally rotate your back leg, and lengthen your spine forward. Jamie, take your left knee out to the left a little bit and your foot, yeah, and wiggle your back foot back more. There we go. Good job. Yep, Charlie, that's perfect. That looks good. Sophia, pull out your hips around. There we go. Good job, guys. If you joined us at home, thank you so much for participating in class today. Start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, shifting onto your left knee this time. So remember, you're going to keep your left leg or left foot over to the right side of your mat as you take your right knee behind your left, separating your heels. So just come on. This time, left arm reaches up, And then you're going to drop it behind your head. And then your right arm's going to reach up and around. Good. Left leg. There we go. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward slightly, squeezing your knees together, pushing your heels away. Good. Releasing your hands, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So your left foot is going to come to the front of your right knee. Your left arm's going to come behind you. You can just inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Right elbow outside of your left thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Doesn't stay in. Release, coming back to center. You're going to take your left leg out slightly and take your right heel to your pubic bone. Pressing your foot into your thigh. I want you to take your left hand to the outer edge of your left thigh, right arm right in front of you to the mid body, and twist your sternum and lining it up with your thigh bone of your left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to fold forward, coming into Janu Shirshasana. So your left heel is going to press forward and your right toes are going to pull back. So you're dorsiflexing, pressing through that heel. Good. Thigh bone presses down. Good. Pinky edge of your left foot pulls back as well. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. And then walk your hands back towards you. So same side, you're going to take your left forearm to the inside of your left thigh or elbow. And you're going to take your right arm to your right hip. Good. Don't watch my right leg. My right knee doesn't like this. Okay, press your elbow into your thigh and twist your chest up towards the ceiling. Looking up towards the ceiling, extend your right arm back behind you. Palm faces up. And then you're going to take it overhead, reaching towards your left toes, getting that big side body stretch. So I want you to really focus on twisting your chest up towards the ceiling. Not so much about reaching towards your toes as I want you to get that big side body stretch. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach even more. And then come back to center. Switching sides, so your right leg's going to go out. Your left foot's going to replace your right. So your left heel is coming to the pubic bone. The left bottom foot is pressing into your right thigh. And then you're going to square your shoulders up towards your right toes. Inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. Exhale, fold forward over that front thigh. Janu Shirshasana on the right side. Pressing that right thigh down, using your fingertips to pull your heart forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Raising up that chest. So this time your right elbow is going inside your right leg, or your right forearm is going inside your right shin. And then your left hand is going to go to your hip, and you're going to twist your chest up towards the ceiling, opening your heart up first. Reach your left arm back. And then on your exhale, reach towards your right toes as you reach up and over. Good. Charlie, go like this. And then push here and twist up. There we go. Better. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach and over towards those toes even more. As you start to reach, you're going to lose that right foot, so press your right heel forward. Yeah. Good corrections, you guys. And inhale, back up. Take the bottoms of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. So you're going to take your hands out behind you, pull the flesh out from underneath your sit bones, grow tall. So the feet are going to press in as you push the knees away from one another. Good. And maybe you just stay here. Maybe you walk forward. But we're coming to the end of class, so whatever feels nice for you. And then start to walk back. As you start to roll onto your backs, you're going to grab the outside edges of your feet coming into that happy baby. So your heels stack over your knees and you're arching your sit bones towards Western. Shoulders are on the mat. And then you're going to slowly start to release one foot at a time, taking your hands beside you, palms up, closing your eyes, and letting everything relax into the mat. Coming into your Shavasana, your corpse pose. The most important posture in this entire class. Allowing your body and mind to reap the benefits of all your hard work. Knowing that with each inhale, you can breathe in more good, more positive energy, more self-love. And with each exhale, you can get rid of the hate, the self-doubt, the frustrations. Inhale all the good. Exhale all the bad. Letting everything go. As you start to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and toes, being mindful of the shifts and changes physically, mentally, emotionally. Notice the change of the thoughts between your ears, the breath patterns. Begin to inhale your arms up overhead, big full body stretch here. Pointing your toes, feeling your side body stretch long. And then start to exhale your knees into your chest, giving yourself a good little squeeze as you wrap your arms around them, pulling your shins in. And then you're going to extend your right arm out beside you as you roll to the right, taking your right ear to the top of your right arm. Take your left hand in front of you, placing it on the mat. And as you pull your knees in a little bit closer, slowly start to push up into a seated position, stacking your shoulders over your hips. growing tall. Keeping your eyes closed and everything relaxed. Inhale your arms up overhead, reach up, look up, stretch up. Exhale, hands together at heart center, connecting your thumbs to your sternum, feeling your own internal vibration. Taking a moment to be so thankful for this body you were given that helps you move and breathe throughout life, keeps you strong. Thank you so much for being a part of this practice, allowing me to be a part of your journey. Taking a collective breath in. Strong exhale out. Honoring the intention you set for this class today. Have a wonderful Saturday evening. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining.